I'm back with part 2 of my testimony. If you haven't heard the first part, you can get a link below this video to connect you to that. I left off where God had healed me, and it was amazing, awesome. It made me believe in God when I was searching. And the rest of it is kind of ironic. I'm not really sure how to explain it, and but I'm just going to be honest for you. After I got healed, I think I got just completely lost in getting what I wanted, and I made a promise to God that if He did heal me, that I would tell the whole world about Him, and I would know that He is real. Well, He did exactly that, and I did not uphold my part of the deal. So I get healed, and I am totally lost in being back to normal. Being able to fit into my clothes again, and just everything like that, just and just totally get lost in my own life, and I totally forget about everything that I told Him, that I promised Him. And I look back now and I think, how could I have? But it was almost as though, like, I didn't even know Him. I walked, but I knew He was real, but it was like I totally forgot everything. So I go my whole high school years, all of high school, just living my life and living for me. I was very, very selfish. I did not care about anybody else, just me, and that's, has a little bit to do with my upbringing. We were taught to defend ourselves and not to depend on anybody else, and how that whole thing goes. So anyway, I lived my whole next 4 years in high school without God, never thinking twice about Him. And I'm very sad about that, but that's the way that it was. And after high school, I went to college, and I continued to party, and I did go to church still, and I did believe in God. I kept Him first through everything, but I thought that maybe I could do both, but after staying with God and keeping Him first, which is a good point to write down if you are, on the fence or anything like that. You can't have both worlds, and I kept Him as a priority. So if you're struggling, my best advice right now would be to keep Him number one in your life, no matter what happens. I mean, I would go to church hungover, but I knew that I loved Him, and I knew that He was real, and I knew that I didn't want to lose that. But you grow, and it's a process. So I did what I did best, and I partied and went to church, and church always, convicted me, and I always felt better once I did go to church, and came out thinking, I can just have a good week, and I can change my life and everything like that. So as my relationship grows with Christ, I decide that, drinking isn't a part of my walk, and smoking and anything else isn't going to be a part of my walk, because, I want to be pure for Him, and I'm falling completely head over heels for God, and falling in love with Him and everything. Not saying that I'm perfect yet or anything like that, but my desire was to do what He has called me to do and live a righteous life, no matter how hard it was. And I struggled, and up and down and up and down. So, with that all being said, I just want, all of you to know that if you are, struggling or anything like that, don't give up, and know that He is there with you, even when you don't feel like it, or nothing can separate that love that He has for you. So just keep pushing, keep trying, keep picking yourself back up, and finding forgiveness. And it's not easy to live for Him, but that's what we're called to do. And if you love someone, then you obey them, and you listen to them, and you're next to them, and you walk with them daily. So, just keep going. And if you have any questions below, I can answer them. If you have any ideas or anything you want to share, you can definitely, just don't be hateful. If this isn't for you, then it's not for you. There's a million other things to listen to on YouTube. So, I just, I wanted to share that God is real, God is alive, and He's still working today. And I have many more videos to come in the future about, where my story picks up from there. But um, so I walked without knowing God for, quite some time, 4.5 years. And finally he brings me to a point to where, I no longer desire the things of the world. Don't care to party anymore. Don't want to drink anymore and all of that. I know that it's bringing nothing good into my life. And, so one day, there was a woman that lived with my mom, and it was Easter Sunday, and we were preparing, just for the day. My family never went to church, not even on the holidays, anything, never went. Well, this lady lived upstairs, and I had went up there just to visit, and she was getting ready, and I said, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to church and see my nephew play the guitar." And I'm like, "Oh, sweet." And she's like, "Why, you want to go?" I'm like, I was young, bored, completely ready for the day, nothing to do, and I said, "Sure." Looking back now, it was the best thing that ever could happen. But so we go there, and her nephew's playing the guitar and everything, and I don't really remember everything. It was such a blur. All I know is that they played one song, and it was something of the sort like, "I'm sorry, God, for the things I've made it." Um, I don't even know the rest of the song, but the song completely broke me and reminded me of the last moment I was with God when I made the promise that I would share this with the rest of the world. And he's like, "What happened?" He spoke to me and was like, "Leanne, what happened? Here I am. I healed you. You completely left me." And I, right then and there, when they sung that song, I just broke into a million pieces and was like, "I don't know. I'm so sorry." I just felt so horrible and, just completely in awe of the fact that he was there, ready with open arms, still after I abandoned him and left him and did not hold my end of the promise, and completely just loved me, welcomed me back into his kingdom, and held me. And from there, I have never, ever left, that church. I know there'll be a season, where that may come, but he has been there at the church, and he is with me and alive, and I've never left him since then. And now I have a family, 3 kids, a husband, a wonderful marriage, and we are all following Christ and just completely in love. And it's not been easy, but definitely standing up to the call that he has on my life, on my family's life, and my married family's life. So, what a great, great thing that he has done. And I know that your story is going to be just as amazing, if not better than mine, because that's just the way God is. He's great, and to walk with him is a great adventure and exciting love adventure. If you've ever wanted a love story that has a happy ending, you need to dig into the Word and find your story in God and open up your arms to what He has for you, because it's beyond your wildest dreams, and I'm living it now. And if you have any questions, I would love to talk with you more, but I just wanted to share how great He is and how He brought me through every season. And when you're leaning on Him and trusting in Him, that's what happens. Your destiny is fulfilled. So, church, let's rise up and get loud. Thank you. Bye bye.